Oh my days, the best news that shoppers in this country have ever heard. The customs fee on goods over 300 has been scrapped.
Hallelujah. What a conversation that was. Like, we realized just how much the both of us it's benefited. And then we also spoke about MBZ, who surprised volunteers packing parcels for earthquake victims. Sweetest thing.
The sweetest thing, proving true leadership exists in this country. And the question on everyone's lips, we talked about, what will you really find upstairs on an A380? And the answers were wild.
I think our answers were even better, Casey. Not gonna lie.
Let's just say Simran went deep into a Gol Shataf. Listen to it on the Lovin Dubai show.
Did we talk about aliens? Aliens could have been up there.
Our golden domes, jacuzzis.
Jacuzzi. Oh, we missed that out, but here, you heard jacuzzis right here. And we also spoke about beach cleanups, the significance of that on marine life, on oceans, all with Ben from Azraq.
Yeah, we were super lucky to have Ben Effer, who's the head of activation at Azraq, on the show today. They are doing incredible cleanups across the UAE, and you can learn all about it on the Lovin Dubai show today. Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Our top stories today. The customs fee on goods over 300 dirham has been scrapped.
Hallelujah. We'll also be talking about MBZ and how he surprised volunteers packing parcels for earthquake victims.
What will you really find upstairs on an A380?
And also a local nonprofit is protecting the UAE one beach cleanup at a time.
But before we get into all of that, the latest trend on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter is... de-influencing. Which is exactly what it says on the tin.
What is I know what influencing means. So is de-influencing the opposite of that?
It is the total opposite. It started on beauty and lifestyle and now it's moved into other products. And it's basically when influencers tell you products they don't think you should buy.
This is, a revolution. This is revolutionary. This, times have really changed if this is happening, because I don't think I've ever heard of an influencer not liking something.
It's rare.
It's rare.
They tend to like a lot of stuff. So you're behind this?
Yeah, I love this trend. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It can be so tricky, and maybe they're just hating on the products or the brands that never collabed with them. But usually influencers only talk, majority of them, they don't talk about the brands they don't like or they don't want to endorse. They just avoid them altogether, and they only talk about the ones that they like or that they themselves would use. You know what I mean?
I think and I actually think the same as you. If you follow someone, an influencer, and you trust them, you trust they're only collaborating with brands that they actually like. And for the general part, of course, you're only following people that you trust. What I don't like about this trend is I think it gives potentially untrustworthy people a platform to just shade for clout.
Yes,
they could potentially dislike a product because they think that the populace will dislike it, therefore it's going to go viral. For example, I'm looking at someone here and they're saying, don't buy the Dyson Airwrap. Haven't used it, don't know.
Yeah.
Looks fancy, kind of like the idea of it, but whatever. But, because it's so expensive and a lot of us can't afford it, I'm probably going to get behind her. I'm like, I don't want that product. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like they'll use the trend for clout rather than honesty.
That's true. It can work both ways and it can go so wrong and so right. And brands can even file for defamation for such trends, if they really feel like the person has damaged their brand, it can go so wrong for both the brand and the influencer. So, I was behind this until right now. And I was just I don't think this is the best idea.
Do you guys like the de-influencing trend? I think it will open up more conversations as to what they like versus what they don't like.
Yeah.
Because usually they'll say, I only promote stuff I actually like. Now they're going to say, here's stuff I really don't like, which I guess makes sense too. Because if you trust the stuff they like, you want to know the stuff that they don't like.
Yeah, true. And now brands will be that much more cautious when doing the collabs and with their products and the marketing and all those things. So maybe it's a step in the right direction, but not in the right way. Yeah.
The only people who are really heads rolling at the moment is PRs and marketers. They're running around being like, don't de-influence our product. You're meant to like everything that we share.
And that's kind of going crazy right now, no? The whole influencer market, it's just we love this, and there's so much, like, so many products out there in the market right now, and you just don't know what to buy, what to choose, because everything is being endorsed. So maybe in a way this is good. And like you said, like, brands will be that much more like, okay, don't de-influence us, don't, like, you know, hate on our products. So they'll just be more careful.
I think it's a fun one. From us outsiders looking in, it's going to be a fun one to watch. Right? Speaking of things that we probably shouldn't be buying, but of course we do, the customs fee on goods over 300 dirham has been scrapped. So if you love to shop online internationally, this really affects you. So it'll be music to your ears, this new ruling. So the newly established January 1 customs fee on goods valued over 300 dirham has been suspended. So customs fees are now going to revert to their original pricing structure, according to the Cleach Times. In an email by Dubai Customs, going forward, customs fees will be on goods valued over 1,000, which is what it was pre-January.
Exactly. So from March 1st, you'll be paying 5% VAT and 5% import customs duty value of goods over 1,000 dirhams, except for alcohol and cigarettes. Now, for alcohol, 50% duty is payable and 100% is payable for cigarettes.
There you go.
So just stop smoking, number one. Number two, this is amazing news for online shoppers. The music to
Someone was listening. This is the best news I've had in my life this year, and I know it sounds small, but it's actually really big.
No, it is huge. This impacts our lives, our shopping, our carts, or the number of items we put in, the checkout, our bank balances, like everything. It really impacts our lives in a big way.
It was brought in, and you know, we posted about this, and a number of people saying they noticed the cost. So what was happening is you'd pay your fee, and then as it was being imported, you would get another message saying this is a fee you have to pay, which I think over time it really adds up, and it would really make you question your shopping internationally. And what we'd heard in the background was a lot of international companies were actually scrambling to set up here to ensure, because that it was quite a significant amount, 5% on what you're buying, that would really make you question shopping abroad. So as they were scrambling, probably some internal conversations were had, and now it's reverting back to the 1,000 fee, which is fantastic.
So it only applies on on products that are priced 1,000 dirhams and above. And before it was 300.
From January to March from January 1 to March 1, 2023, it was goods over 300. Now it's gone back to the original 2022 pricing plan, which was over 1,000.
The Lords have been listening.
Thank you.
If you ever questioned, you know, there's a higher power.
We can confirm good things can happen when you really manifest it.
Anyway, we'll move on to our next story. MBZ surprises volunteers packing parcels for earthquake victims. So this is just a beautiful, beautiful story. So a good day became a great day for these volunteers in Abu Dhabi, packing 8 parcels for earthquake victims in Syria and Turkey, when none other than the President of the UAE, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, dropped by to meet the volunteers.
This is just phenomenal. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, he visited the Red Crescent Center in the capital's Al-Mubadala area to support volunteers and congratulate them on their efforts for such an important humanitarian cause. And he even had time to take selfies with the volunteers. So what an incredible day for these volunteers. They were down there packing up aid. One video shows them the last parcel of the day. So, you know, quite a tricky day. They were going out to do a good deed. And then the president of the country walks in, basically showing support, getting down in the trenches. It's just an incredible leadership, really. It's amazing.
Honestly, very true. And just, MBZ doing this is no surprise. He does this so often, right? Like, he's always out there, like, just meeting children, snapping pictures, meeting the residents and visitors and citizens of Dubai and the UAE. And it's just incredible, like, the kind of example that he sets all the time.
True, and this has been such an important cause that really has touched everyone's heart across the country. Everyone is, you know, donating whatever way they could, and to show the leadership getting behind that at this time has just been amazing.
Exactly.
Let's jump into our next story. Twitter is asking the question, Instagram is asking the question, you've been answering the question, what will you really find upstairs on an A380? So a Twitter user wanted wrong answers only. to what could be on the second level of this Dubai flight. And as expected, Twitter was giving. So the Twitter account, Dr. Lindsay Malloy, she tweeted, I have Wi-Fi on my flight. However, they won't let me up in this area. So, you know, on the flight when you get on a big A380 and you have the paths right and left, and then you've got the fancy stairs that we've all seen, but we have not had the chance to ascend. So she's asking, what is up those stairs? Wrong answers only.
So we saw a couple on Twitter and we shared this on Lovin Dubai, and the answers are quite wild. Quite wild. Let's have a look at what the answers are.
Okay, so we jumped into a couple of them. Let's see. Journal articles without a paywall. Like, the answers are very wild. And this is kind of what I love about them. Like, people just went off the wall. Wrong answers only. You're thinking they're going to get a little bit not suitable for work.
Yeah.
But they actually didn't. People are just like, you know, Madagascan penguins, stronger Wi-Fi.
Stronger Wi-Fi. Reclining seats was one of them, right?
Chairs that fully recline that don't cost extra.
Wow, I mean, like, if you can go, like, you know, just imagine the best possible thing ever. People are imagining, like, reclining seats that go all the way back.
Yeah, but
like,
of course, that's exactly what's up there.
You know,
like, of course that's what's up there.
You would think beds. You would think massive...
Someone fanning you and feeding you grapes.
Yes, exactly. You would think the royalties are upstairs, or like just the VVIPs, or maybe like...
people just like sipping drinks, chilling.
Elvis Presley has been hiding there the whole while.
That's where he is. Someone saying a paddle tennis court.
You know what? I'm not even surprised if that's a thing.
Yeah. Can we get elite club vibes? Pretty much. Someone saying pay and you'll find out. Lol.
Wow, what a genius. Give this guy a cookie.
That's where we hit a roadblock there.
That's where Katy Perry filmed California Girls, the music video. Up in the clouds. Oh my gosh, imagine it's just like a translucent dome up there and you're in the clouds. There's so much they can do with up there. They need our brains.
Wow. Someone from Emirates is watching. Someone is saying, don't know if this is true, Fundalicious said, I saw this on my last Emirates flight. Everyone knows they hide a whirlpool up there with the best food and cocktails upstairs.
Yep. That person's not wrong. I'm sure that's a thing.
Wappy says shawarma and karak for 12 dirham.
Oh, you have to go upstairs and still pay 12 extra? No, I don't think they have to pay anything.
No, they're getting that.
For free.
That's all included. It's an all-inclusive structure upstairs. That's what we like about it.
Oh my gosh. Imagine it's just like a designer deck with like designer shatafs. LV shatafs up that area.
I imagine no less, Simran. I imagine no less.
Marble flooring.
Yeah.
Marble seats. Marble.
The massager chairs from Dragon Mart.
Yeah, no, not from Dragon Mart. It's not going to be from Dragon Mart.
They're going to be cost effective, and it's still going to have the same because you're going to be surrounded by your golden shataf and your golden everything.
Golden, yes. I was thinking LV, but like golden shatafs makes more sense.
And then probably like a super dry collab because that's just the way things go. Business first class. Did she not book?
The endless possibilities. Have you ever seen Mr. Megorium's Emporium? No, it's like this man who's got this magical toy store where everything comes to life.
Oh.
No, you've not seen the movie?
Sounds magical.
I feel like this is the A380 upstairs. It's like you go up and everything just comes to life, like the luggage are walking themselves.
Surely someone knows. Surely someone has been up the stairs. Ali K, Ali B, has anyone actually been up the stairs in the A380? So we just pull ourselves back, rate ourselves in.
Tell us, mere mortals,
what is up there? The luggage walks themselves, and I'm just blown away by that. Amazing.
Or like
one day, Ali, one day we'll do a live show from up there, don't you?
Can I tell you something? When I was like really small, I used to be so fascinated. So we used to travel like business class up to a certain extent. Then my parents were like, you know what, they're getting too spoiled. So we went economy, like proper economy for like since then economy. So then I would sneak into business class just to like, you know, use the facilities of the washroom, like the shower and toothbrush and all the cool products that they have. And they would keep coming and complaining to my mom, get your kid out of the business class bathroom, because I would just stay there for like hours and hours.
Oh my gosh.
I would just sit there because it was like life-changing, the business class
bathroom. What age were you?
I think 11 or 12.
Could you imagine? You've paid for business class and you can't even use the fancy toilet because there's a 12-year-old just like, doing her skin, using the moisturizer, using the spread, brushing your teeth.
That's
wow.
So true. And this was on a really long-haul flight. So, I mean, it's okay. It's justifiable.
And ever since then, she's been blacklisted. That is amazing.
Business class bathrooms, that's true.
Guys, stay tuned. We're going from business class to something that's actually much more close to our hearts. A local non-profit is protecting the UAE one beach cleanup at a time. We're going to have Ben Effer, who's going to be with us right after this to talk all about it. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. We're now joined by Ben Effer, who is head of activation at ASRAC. This is a non-profit. They're cleaning beaches and they're encouraging the reduction of the use of plastic across the UAE. They are doing amazing work and we're about to learn all about it. Welcome to the show, Ben.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
We're excited to have you.
So how did you get into this business and this organization? And tell us about it.
Yes. So as you said, it's an NGO, ASRAC, and we have the aim of preserving our oceans. And it's run by volunteers. I'm a volunteer. Everyone there is a volunteer. So we all have our daytime jobs, but some of us thought, okay, we must do something to save the planet, more or less. And that's how I came to ASRAC. I have 2 kids, and one of them, a girl, she is a bit worried about climate change. And she always worried about what we can do, because they learn at school about climate change and issues with our environment. But there's very little they feel they can do to protect the world, right? So I did some research and I just wanted to volunteer and show them that we can actually do something. That's how I came to ASRAC, and I guess many of our other volunteers came in a very similar fashion.
It's really interesting that you said you have a daughter and she's a bit worried, because I do think the younger generation is a lot more concerned about making change than we are. Do you notice that across the board?
Yes. So the kids are generally very aware about the issues going on with the planet and why it is the way it is. They also understand what needs to be done to change it, but they of course, they have little options to do something themselves, right? Change must come from the adults, from us. So what we do at ASRAC as well is we go to the schools, we educate the kids, we hold presentations about mangrove planting, about our beach cleanups, about the oceans in general. And we see that the kids are very interested. They ask lots of questions, but they already know a lot about these issues. And then we motivate them to speak about it with their friends, with their families. So eventually, it's through the kids that we also reach the adults with what we do.
Very true. And you're setting such a beautiful example for your kids. And like you said, like, kids know so much more than what you think, right? Like, you think they'll just know like the basics and stuff, but they are so much more aware right now compared to like back in our days when we were kids. So I want to ask, like, was it for your daughter you got into this?
Well, on the one side for my daughter, on the other side, of course, I also see what's going on and that we all need to do something, right? If we go to the beaches, Dubai is doing an amazing job keeping the beaches clean, but still sometimes you find cigarettes, etc. And one day we just thought we can just pick up some of them and remove them. And we do that on a regular basis, both with the kids as a small group, but also with ASRAC, with the volunteers. We just meet in the mornings at one of the beautiful beaches and we pick up the debris from there. So on the one side, it's of course for my kids, but also we want to keep our country clean. We want to save the oceans.
What is the significance, though, of like cleaning up the ocean and like preserving marine life?
So if we imagine a beach, maybe not in the UAE, but somewhere else with a lot of debris, plastic bottles, etc. on that, it will eventually end up in the oceans when the tides come and pick it up. So what happens in the oceans with plastic bottles? They fall apart over the years into smaller plastic particles, and eventually they become microplastics, small enough for animals in the oceans to look like food. So these plastics end up in the food chain. The small fishes eat them, sharks eat the smaller fishes, and so on. And that microplastic might also end up in our drinking water, or we might eat the fish that ate the plastic before. So it is also bad for our health and for the animals in the oceans. That's why it's important to keep the beaches clean as well.
Thank you for explaining that in such a clear way that can really kind of, I think, hopefully instill a sense of shock in a lot of people as to how a little bit of plastic on the beach could be something that you will soon ingest. Actually, and how we got in touch with you guys was because of the recent, there was a lot of nurdles that washed up on a beach in Dubai, and you guys were a part of the cleanup process. What actually happened there?
Yes, so these nurdles are just tiny plastic balls which are used in different production processes. Any items made of plastic, they are eventually, they come into being from these nurdles. And sometimes they fall from a ship or somehow end up in the ocean and then are washed ashore. And when the bags open, these small plastic balls will just float everywhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
And they are not easy to pick up, right? Because they are tiny and you can only pick up one at a time. You can use buckets and sieves. There are some techniques to clean them in a better way, but still, it's a lot of work. So here in UAE, there are so many people volunteering, and that was amazing. The first morning, there were so many people at the beaches cleaning up to make sure after a couple of days that beach is clean again. And yeah, we were actually planning to go to that beach anyhow that morning. And it was a coincidence that we were there. We went again, of course, after we saw what happened there. And whatever we pick up from the beaches, we have a partner company also here in the UAE that recycles whatever we pick up. So these nurdles that we picked up that day and the days afterwards will be turned into something useful.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, like, how do you dispose of the nurdles? But there you go, like, you have a partner company who helped you guys out with that. But honestly, what a disastrous situation that was. Like, so many of these tiny, tiny plastic balls washing ashore and, like, going into the waters. And this happened not just in Kite Beach, but then in multiple beaches around Dubai. So were you guys only there at Kite Beach, or did you have volunteers set across different beaches?
So on that day, we were only on Sunset Beach, I think it was. Yeah. And yeah, we are cleaning different beaches on a regular basis, but we always check with Dubai municipality ahead where we can go, because as an organization, we need to get a permit to do the cleanups, which means it takes some time up front.
So did you need a permit for that?
Yes. So let's say I want to go with my kids. We are a small group, 3 people. We can just go to the beach and clean up. So that is why everyone can do something to keep the beaches clean. But if we go with a bigger group, then we need to speak with Dubai municipality. And the day before the cleanup, they also, we speak with them. They tell us which beaches need cleanup.
Wow.
And we will always follow their guidelines for that, yeah.
But so, Azrak, correct me if I'm wrong, you've done over 50 beach cleanups, but also you've had some great wins in terms of the reduction of plastic in the hospitality industry. You've done something, you've had some great initiatives. Do you want to talk to us about like the biggest wins that you guys have had?
Yes, so of course we have the cleanups, and we collected more than a ton of marine debris from the beaches over the last 6 years. But what else we do is we try to cooperate with big companies here in the UAE to make changes in their way of thinking. So we have CSR activities as well. Together with big companies, we plant hundreds of mangrove trees along the coast of the UAE. They sponsor, for example, the presentations we hold at the schools. We also have, of course, a small shop to sell items that can replace one-use items. So we encourage people to not use one-use plastic bottles, for example, etc. So we have some people in our organization who are speaking with other organizations, with authorities, with companies, and try to make change by giving them good examples on what can be done from within a company.
So is there anything that you've learned about marine waste that would really shock the public? Or like any challenges you faced?
Well, we always want to promote a positive message. We are generally not painting horrible pictures of any situation. But if we take a close look at the beaches, we can see that there's so much plastic already in the oceans, and that we really need to do something. There are many documentations about it available, and just by reading a few articles online, people will see, okay, we really need to do something. And it can be very simple. We can start with recycling, right? Instead of dropping everything in the same bucket, we can start recycling our plastics. We can talk about the issues with other people, make them aware of what's happening, because not everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I joined a couple of beach cleanups here before, and what shocked me was the amount of waste that we managed to put into. It was crazy. It was on preserved beaches down in Jebel Ali area, and the beach looked perfectly clean. And then when we started picking it up, we found bags and bags and bags of stuff, and that was shocking for me in terms of like it looks like a perfectly pristine beach, but actually there's a lot of waste there. What's amazing about you guys is it's volunteer-led, a lot of public and community involved. If people want to help, if people want to get involved, if people have questions about what you guys do, how can they get in touch with you?
So they can check our website, of course, ScrappedMBZ.org. They can follow us on social media, Insta, Facebook, etc. And we have these beach cleanups and other events like mangrove planting on a regular basis. We have a WhatsApp group for volunteers. So in that group, they can always be informed when something is happening. And of course, we have our ASRAC membership as well. So you can become a regular volunteer for ASRAC, registered with the CDA, and then you will, of course, be invited to all the beach cleanups, mangrove plantings we have, and other events that we are exclusively organizing for our members.
Amazing.
Okay, thank you so much. And do you have any message for any of the children who are looking to volunteer? Is there like an age limit for it, or any age person can come?
No, like my son is 5 years old. He is joining our beach cleanups on a regular basis.
Great.
Everyone can help. And that's the message to the kids out there. If you feel you cannot do anything against the situation you're facing, there's always something you can do. Speak with your parents. Tell them, look, there's ASRAC, they're doing the beach cleanups. Please get in touch with them. And then we will arrange with your parents and hopefully see you at one of the cleanups.
I love that. Anyone can help, and that's the message from ASRAC to you. That is all we have time for on the show this morning, but a massive thank you to Ben Effer for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it. And a very important message that you're sending. So thank you very much for all that you guys are doing.
Thank you too for having us here, and hope to see you again.
Not at all, guys. That is all we have time for on the show this morning. It's Tuesday. We're back with you on Wednesday morning, same time, same place. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Bye-bye.
This show is brought to you by the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.